What is going on, everyone? This is Nero again. Today for you, the first episode of a series I'm running on my channel called Dear Nero. And look at my puppies. There's 7 of them, actually, right there. 7 puppy dogs. Now, Dear Nero is going to be a series on my channel where basically kind of similar to Mail Monday, kind of similar to Fail Friday, but for my own subscribers, for my own opinions towards things, and because I'm basically a gameplay commentary guy. I rarely discuss in real life things. I rarely discuss anything besides the gameplay in my videos, and some people actually like that. That way, you guys can get to know me a little bit more on a personal level, and and I can also get to know you guys a little bit more on a personal level too. So that's kind of nice. I think it'd be a really fun series to do. But to cover on gameplay, I really have no idea what to use for gameplay for this series because I really don't know how long the videos are going to be. It depends on how many questions I get that week. So, I mean, by the way, typically every Wednesday is when the videos are coming out. And happy 4th of July to all of you. But check this out. Remember that video I put up in Minecraft called Mushroom Mine? Check this mine out. This mine has even more mushrooms. And they're all the gross looking brown mushrooms. But still, that's a ton of mushrooms, right? So I figured for this week's gameplay, SB2K and myself, we were exploring a mine and we found so many mushrooms, so many materials. And I think we actually found 1 or 2 different dungeons as well. Or mob spawners, whatever you guys like to call them. I call them dungeons. And hey, we got some iron up here. So basically, that's what we're going to be doing for gameplay for this week is you guys going to be watching us explore this mine and all the different materials and all the different cool stuff and how many times I almost died by falling in lava. And I think you guys will find it pretty interesting, find it pretty funny, and hopefully it provides a good backdrop for the gameplay and commentary. So, okay, let's get this going. Let's just get this going right out the gate. So I asked you guys to kind of leave your name so you guys can tell if it was your question or not, but this person neglected to leave his name. I even, like, my name's Joe and I'm from Pennsylvania, so let's say if you were to write me a question, you'd write signed Joe from Pennsylvania, or signed James from Jersey, or signed Matt from Minnesota, or whatever. This person neglected to leave his name, but we're still going to do his question anyway. So the first question reads, Dear Nero, if Black Ops 2 will be like Modern Warfare 3, are you going to quit playing Call of Duty? And that's actually kind of a good question. That is a good question. Now, I don't picture myself, I don't picture Black Ops 2 being that bad of a game because Treyarch is yet to disappoint me. Infinity Ward did disappoint a lot of people with Modern Warfare 2 because they didn't support their game, the one-man army, things like that. They didn't support it, they didn't patch it, they had Commando, things like that. So people already were kind of on the fence of whether or not they should trust Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare 3. Then, obviously look at what Modern Warfare 3 is. But Treyarch is yet to actually, disappoint. World at War was a great game. Black Ops is a great game. In my opinion, I like them both. So I don't picture it being bad, but if it is bad, I still think I'll play it because I have this blind just love for Call of Duty. As much as I didn't like Modern Warfare 3 for so many months, I still have about 20 days playtime in that game. I still have nearly 200 videos of Modern Warfare 3 on my channel. And I figure, I would still, grind through that to make videos, bring content to you guys and stuff like that. But if the game is bad, I'll quit it eventually and I'll just do whatever. Who knows, man? I don't picture myself ever actually not liking Call of Duty in general, unless they like make it like Halo or Gears where it's like third person or very jumpy or too futuristic or something. If it's that case, then maybe I would turn me off the Call of Duty series. But the fact that there might be some new World War II CODs coming up in the future, things like that, I don't think I could ever get bored of Call of Duty. There's a reason Call of Duty is the #1 selling game on the Xbox 360, so there is a reason for that. So hopefully that answered your question. Question number 2 reads, Dear Nero, how did you deal with the divorce of your parents when you were a child? Signed, Dark from Florida. This is actually a good question. This is a very good question. I haven't touched on my parents' divorce in a very long time. Now, when my parents got divorced, it was the summer. It was actually a few weeks before my 8th grade school year started. That would have made me 13? Does that sound right to anyone? Maybe 12 going on 13 because I was born in November. So my birthday was at the very beginning of every school year. So I might have been 12 going on 13, or maybe 13 going on 14. I really don't know, but in that area, that's kind of a strange age for a person, especially when their lives are completely turned upside down. Now, mind you, I was born in one town. It was actually a city called Erie, Pennsylvania. I was born up there, lived over there with my mom while she was in college, till I was like 1. Yeah, I lived up there for like 1 year. Then we moved to a town I live in now. And then my parents actually got married when I was 5. And so we moved out to another town. And that's where we lived. We lived there. My brother was born there. I went to school grades 1 through 7 there, and I didn't know anything outside of school besides the people that the people at that school district, are the people I've known ever since first grade, ever since we were toddlers, ever since we're sitting there with our sippy cups, and it was kind of weird. When my parents got divorced, I went with my mom, and we moved back to this town, which is only like 15 minutes away, but it's a completely different school district. And that was kind of tough for me because especially those socially awkward teen years, like you're 12, 13, 14 in that area, you're kind of just discovering who you are as a person, and everyone else is discovering them as well. You're going to a school district that I didn't know any of the people in my grade, and it was difficult. But I played sports. It was okay because I played sports, and that's how I met a lot of people. And it's a very small town, so if you meet a couple people, you then transverse, you're becoming friends with everybody. And so I didn't really have much problems with it. In terms of my parents being divorced, though, it wasn't, my parents weren't happy together for a long time. They really were. And I think that they're a lot happier now that they're not together. My mom has a new boyfriend who she's been with for 2 years now, and I've never seen her happier than, her being with him. And as for my dad, he doesn't seem, he's not arguing. Him and my mom are not arguing anymore. He's free to live his life. My mom's free to live her life. And, now that a few years have passed, now some time's passed, my brother and I, we know everyone in this town now. It's fine. we really don't have any problems here. So if your parents, Dark, are going through like a difficult divorce, just keep in mind that it will get better. It will get better, and that their parents aren't getting divorced because they hate you or they're trying to make your life miserable. They're getting divorced because they're unhappy with each other, and that's making their lives miserable. And you being their child, that's making you miserable. So the fact that they're not together, that's letting the healing begin. So divorce isn't honestly that bad of a thing. It really isn't. Our next question reads, Dear Nero, my name is Brian, and I have a crazy problem that drives me crazy every day, but I'd like an opinion from a straight-up guy like yourself. Well, anyway, I have dark circles under my eyes, and they're not average. They're kind of blue and very wide, and I find them very noticeable, including the 2 big veins as well. Due to this, I have very low self-esteem, and when talking even talking when going in public, because no one has this problem, it seems. It drives me crazy, but this is a very poorly written message, so it's kind of hard to read. This drives me crazy, but I'm asking, do you believe dark circles are the last thing that girls look at in a guy because it keeps me from interacting with girls I'm attracted to? Would you say that they look for dark circles because that's all I see when I look in the mirror? Thanks again. P.S. Don't say my username. Thanks. I didn't say your username. I just said what you wrote in the message. Your name is Brian. Hello, Brian. Well, Brian, you need to work on your grammar skills. But number 2, to actually answer your question, to actually go towards your question, you're going to be looking at a picture of me on your screen right now. Check out that picture. That picture was taken of me at my great-grandmother's funeral, and that was last year. And my family's weird because very rarely do all the we have 7 grandchildren, and these grandchildren are starting to have children of their own, so we have 7 grandchildren. Hold on, there's Emma, Andrew, Cameron, Travis, Buddy. There's 7 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren now. I think I'm right with those numbers. And so we have a lot of people, and the chances of everyone getting together are pretty slim. Like, even if we have, like, little cookouts, little get-togethers and stuff like that, not everyone always shows up. There's always, like, 1 or 2 people I didn't think had something to do that day. So very rarely do we get to come together. So we're at a funeral, for crying out loud, where my grandparents are getting pictures of us together. But that was a picture taken of me, and if you notice, look at the little black lines underneath my eyes. Just look at it. Just check out the black lines underneath my eyes. I've had those my entire life. I've always had these dark circles underneath my eyes, and it's never bothered me. It did bother me at one point, like, just one of those things, like when you're just basically just socially awkward penguin during your early teenage years. You're kind of looking up stuff on the internet, like, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I stop growing so much? Things like that. And the only way to really, there's no like surgery for it. You can get like prescribed like creams and stuff that can like get rid of it. I could recommend that to you, possibly, maybe going to your doctor and seeing what your possibilities are. But it's not honestly that big of a deal. I don't think girls honestly notice about it or really care about it. What girls actually care about is the confidence in a person. If you're sitting there like in the back of your classroom, just being all awkward and just too shy to talk to people because of your eyes, then they're not gonna think of you as that creepy guy with the baggy eyes. They're gonna think of you that creepy guy that doesn't talk to anybody. I've never I've never really been self-conscious about bags underneath my eyes, but you know, I've tried being me. All right, my parents get divorced right before 8th grade. I go to a new school at 8th grade, and I'm 6'3". It's not like I could blend in, you know. And you know, you'd think that wasn't awkward. You just be yourself. Just relax, man. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It does not matter the bags underneath your eyes. But if it does bother you, you can go ahead and you can talk to your doctor, and there is some stuff they can do for it. So hopefully that helped somewhat. But basically, just give you a little confidence boost. I mean, it's honestly not all that big of a deal. All right, this next one's a Call of Duty question, and the person also neglected to leave his name. And throughout Dear Nero, I'm going to try and answer some Call of Duty questions as well as real-life questions, so you guys can kind of get your fill of both. This question reads, Dear Nero, how are you able to get in the right spot at the right time in any Call of Duty? Because I just can't seem to get in the right spot to get good gameplay, while I see you getting so many amazing games. And that's kind of a good question, and that's something that a lot of people wonder about. Like, you see like Sandy Ravage, like how in the hell is he dropping 100 kills every game? Or, you know, how in the hell is his AC-130 so well? Or you see like someone like the Mark of J, how come he always drops these ridiculously good games? And you know, how's Nero? How's Nero, you know, have gameplay for every day of the week? You know, how's this work? And honestly, it comes down to playtime. It comes to experience, and it comes to understanding the map and the spawn system. I'm going to use Modern Warfare 3 as an example for right now, because Modern Warfare 3 is obviously the most relevant Call of Duty, and chances are you are playing it. And let's say Hard Hat. You're playing on Hard Hat. If you play Hard Hat enough, it's gonna become one of those maps that you can do well on every time. Like Mission, like the map Mission. I can do well whenever I play Mission anytime. Like you've seen me get, you know, killed by juiced MP7, you know, one off an A12 Moab. That's because I understand the map. You're playing on Mission regardless of game mode. You know, headquarters, domination, kill confirmed, like it was in that gameplay. If you stay in the middle, that is the right place, because they will spawn on either end of you. And so it just that's something I didn't know right away, but that's something I learned throughout playing the game, is that that middle area is the main focal point of the map, and that's where you need to be. Where when you're playing on Hard Hat, if you can kind of stay in the middle area of there, you know, that's kind of the best place to be, kind of right there by where the A bomb would be in search and destroy, by the tunnels. And there's so many different ways for people to come at you. Just playing the game, honestly, if the more time you invest in the game, you'll learn where you need to be and where, you know, the traffic patterns of the map, where people come from, things like that. And it just comes down to playtime. It really does. It comes down to experience, and kind of pay attention. Like, notice the situation your team is in, and notice where you spawn. Like, let's be like, okay, well, we're playing Domination on Hard Hat, and we are being spawn trapped at the A flag. Notice where you spawn. So when you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you're spawn trapping the enemy team on the A flag on Hard Hat, you'll know where they spawn. You know, just little things like that. You'll remember it, and hopefully it'll help you become a little bit better as a Call of Duty player, and hopefully make Call of Duty a little bit more enjoyable. All right, this next one is kind of a real. This next one is pretty nice, pretty gets to the heart of the question, heart of the matter for me, I guess. So he writes, Dear Nero, you come off as being intelligent in your commentaries. However, it is my understanding that you haven't or don't intend on going to college. What is your reason for this? You come off as being very articulate, and I'm sure the reason for you not attending college is simply a lack of good grades. If you could answer my question either by simply responding or by featuring it on your Dear Nero series, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Dave. Well, Davey, my boy. When I was a younger man, about 4 years ago, I would think I'd be crazy if you were to tell me I'd be sitting here playing Call of Duty for a living and not going to college, because my whole intention was to do sports and go to college. But that kind of quickly changed. I don't know. I just decided, you know, I don't enjoy school. I mean, I like school. There were certain aspects of school, but there were certain parts of school that I did not get. My brain functions differently than other people, I guess. I'm not trying to sound arrogant with that. That's just the way I am. You know, I was dropping A's every year of my high school career. I was dropping A's in English and in history, because those subjects interested the hell out of me. They really did. They interested the hell out of me. Algebra did not interest me at all. I had such a hard time with algebra, and I'm one of those kind of bullhead people that when I don't get something, or if I'm bad at something, I refuse to get help for it. You know, I refuse to stay after class. I refused, if, you know, the teacher's going too fast, like explaining you know, that day's subject. I was never the kind of person to raise my hand and say, can you slow down, or can you repeat that, or I don't get it, could you explain it possibly a different way? I was never one of those people. I didn't want to be singled out as being stupid, and that was just kind of like a socially awkward, like I don't know, just kind of weird thing about me. So you want to know a real fun fact about me is going into ninth grade is when they implemented algebra. And I never passed ninth grade algebra all the way up until I was a senior. Because in high school, for at least my high school, I'm not sure about how many high schools, it's basically impossible to fail until your senior year. Once you hit your senior year, and to graduate your senior year, you have to have a certain amount of credits. And I passed every class except for math and except for science. I was honestly like a B to an A student in every class besides math and science. My brain just did not wrap around math or science that well. I don't know. I didn't do well, and I didn't. I had this thing about me where I wouldn't, try and get help for it. And so I wasn't having enough credit, so I actually dropped out of high school. Believe it or not, that's something that a lot of my subscribers probably don't know, is I did drop out of high school. And I did cyber school for a bit, and I got the credits I needed for math and science. But I was still a lot of credits short. And it was going to require me to do another full year of cyber school. And at this point, guys, all my friends are graduated. I'm 18. I think I might have been almost 19. And I'm like, to hell with this. I'm not doing cyber school. And so I went to a night school class, and I did got my GED, which a GED is kind of an assumption by a lot of people that GEDs are like this kind of like inferior thing to a diploma. Your GED actually basically is the same thing as a diploma. Like if you're feeling, obviously if you want to go to college, having a GED over an actual diploma is going to hurt you, in trying to get into like colleges and stuff like that. But I don't have intentions of going to college. But you're filling out like a typical, like if you're filling out a job application for Walmart, they don't ask you, did you graduate high school? They ask you, did you graduate high school, or have you acquired your GED? And you just check yes. Very rarely do people actually go, did you graduate high school? That's not to say that you guys shouldn't like drop out of high school. I'm just stating the fact that a GED is not the worst thing in the world if that's what the situation presents itself. You should actually, if you're good enough, graduate high school. Trust me, it'll definitely be worth it. Especially if your plan is going to college. But in terms of my plans going to college, after all the frustrations I had with math and science, I did not want to go to college because, one, I don't know what the hell I would go for. I've always kind of wanted to be a history teacher. I fucking love history, and I think it'd be fun to be a history teacher. But to go to college and to do the necessary courses to become a teacher, I would have to learn math in college at the college level. I would have to learn science at the college level. People think if you go to college to be like a history teacher, all you do, for however many hours a day is just go there and do classes on history. That's not the case. You have to learn. You need like a general education in college and teach you everything. And if I had that much trouble in high school with math and science, I really don't think I could do it in college. So that's my reason for not going to college. Let's check how far we are into this video. We're actually 2 minutes left. I'm trying to make these like 20 minutes or less. We're going to go with one more question. Hopefully that can answer some good questions for you guys. All right. Now this is kind of this is a girly question. This is a girly question. It's about the girl, and it's kind of funny. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this. So he writes, Dear Nero, I was with this girl. Her best friend was dumped by one of my friends, so she thought she was obligated to dump me. She deleted me on Facebook. Obviously, she's not mature enough to handle a relationship, but I wanted your opinion on this. What should I do? Should I confront her and tell her she's a crazy biatch, or should I just avoid her at all costs? Also, her friend that got dumped got back together with my friend. So overall, she dumped me because her maturity level is lower than hell. Thanks, Nero. Connor. Well, Connor, my boy, you have yourself a real catch-22 there. You didn't give away your age, which I guess that's something everyone teaches their kids on the internet. You did not give away your age, so I have no way of knowing if you're in high school, if you're in middle school, if you're in college. Hell, you could be in your 30s for all I know. But because you really gave no indication to your age. But I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go out on the fence right now. But say that you are in late middle school to early high school right now. Somewhere between 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th grade. In that, 4-year time frame. That's gonna be my bet. And it would appear that girl of yours is immature. Girls are like that. Girls are very different, especially like in your situation. I can completely picture that happening. I can 100% picture that happening. That seems like something that would happen in my school. I could picture, two best friends dating two other best friends, and if one of them breaks up and the other one has to break up the other, I can completely picture that. What I do not think you should go and call her a crazy biatch and tell her to go to hell. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you should do. What you should do is just avoid it, because obviously, from the way I see it, the way I picture this. I picture it as you guys are younger, and believe me, relationships at that age don't matter a damn at all. I mean, this isn't, chances are you guys aren't going to be the next Corey and Topanga. You guys ever see that Boy Meets World where they start dating in like elementary school and end up getting married? Chances are you're not going to be a Corey and Topanga style relationship, Chances are you guys are a little bit younger, and just screw it, man. You don't need to tell her off. I mean, that she was the dumbass in this situation, and you can just kind of laugh about it. I mean, what's she gonna do? Tell all her friends something about you? Nothing's gonna happen from this. Just sit back, relax, and if anything, she'll come crawling back to you. If you want her that bad, then I'm sorry. I mean, if you're chasing the wrong kind of woman, man. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of Dear Nero. Kind of a fun little series we're going to be doing, kind of answering questions for you guys, getting a little bit more personal with you guys. And if you guys would like to send in your own questions, send me a personal message here on YouTube with the subject Dear Nero. I'll do my best to answer the questions for you, and I'll be doing this every week on Wednesday. So hope you guys all enjoyed. Remember, rate the video wherever you guys feel it deserves, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.